And the last talk of the day will be a very interesting one because we're going to talk about the people behind all the innovations, all the infrastructures, all the great teams that are making this happen. And Maria Diaconu from MozaicWorks will be here to tell us what it takes to actually build innovative teams for the long term. Welcome.
Hi, welcome. This is a talk about innovation. Okay, good first slide, I hope. Enjoy. I don't know where the remote control is.
My next car gets 100 miles per gallon. I'm Joe Justice. I'm a Seattle area software consultant, and I'm a member of Team Wikispeed. Team Wikispeed has built a fast, affordable, ultra-efficient, safe, fun commuter car. And the first prototype, functional prototype, was built in 3 months. How is that possible when existing cars seem to change so slowly? Here we see, over a 6-year period, a mainstream hybrid car achieved an additional 2 miles per gallon. Existing manufacturing processes are slow because they're very expensive to change. If an engineer wanted to redesign this door tomorrow, they would need to wait 10 years to first pay off the current door mold before making another one, or else lose millions of dollars. This is not uncommon in manufacturing teams for them to run on 10 to 25-year development cycles. Old software teams used to run the same way. We use 7-day development cycles. This is how new software teams run, and it allows us to make changes very quickly. In 2008, the Progressive Insurance Automotive X Prize announced a $10 million prize purse and an international challenge to see if it were even possible to build 100 mile per gallon cars to road legal safety specifications. The closest thing we had in 2008 were like bobsleds. They achieved more than 100 miles per gallon, but they held one occupant and they didn't meet road legal safety requirements. I joined the X Prize too, but in the beginning it was just me. But I decided to blog about everything that went well and everything that didn't go well and everything I was learning. And through social networking tools, a team came to assist. And 3 months later, we had the car that we campaigned in the X Prize and a volunteer team of 44 team members in 4 countries. We tied for 10th in the mainstream class. That meant we outlasted more than 100 other cars from companies and universities around the world. We do this by modeling our team to develop the car after modern software teams.
Okay, so pretty impressive, isn't it? If you listen to this example of innovation, I think the Wikispeed team, it's a great example of making innovation happening at multiple levels. So they built a new prototype, a new car prototype, functional, in 3 months with 7 days releases. We are talking about hardware, not software. And more than this, they succeeded to do a weekly film about the performance of the car. They shared this to their contributors, and in this way, they secured the money for the cause they had in the next week. How they succeed this sample of innovation at multiple levels? I think it was a mix of great culture, of process innovation, and also excellence in execution. We will discuss more about innovation, and in these next few minutes, there are two aspects that we will cover, is the culture inside the company and also the framework that can help your teams innovate. What else do you know about innovation except this sample? A short definition, well, innovation is coming with a new way of solving a problem. It applies to products, it applies to processes, it applies to business. Why we are doing innovation? I think we want to become better at what we are doing. I think we want to contribute and to hopefully make the world a better place. At least this WikiSpeed team was trying to solve various problems in the world. And well, this is a funny one. Now, what else do we know about innovation? There are a lot of myths out there. One is that innovation is happening overnight. Well, iPhone, a great idea. Someone like Steve Jobs had an aha moment. And, well, the product just appeared. We like to read about these stories with public figures, and we don't really enjoy to read about the hard work behind an idea. The reality is a little bit different than this myth. If we look again at the WikiSpeed team, it was about not innovation overnight, but 3 months of collaboration, of working in an iterative, incremental manner, with releases every 7 days, with a lot of taking every opportunity to improve the way they are doing. This means a lot of commitment and a lot of energy involved in this project. It's not what WikiSpeed did, it's not just a sample of an innovative product, it's also innovation in the process. Few words about me. I'm Maria Diaconu. I have more than 15 years experience in IT software industry. I'm a former software developer. For the last 7 years, I got caught in the entrepreneurial world. I'm the founder and CEO of MozaicWorks, a company that is helping software development teams to become better at developing software. I'm also the founder of Agile Link community in Romania. There are 7 very active communities in various cities in Romania. I'm also a startups mentor. One of the last subjects that I'm very interested in is innovation, and is combined with my passion of building great teams. Each company has to find their own way to innovation. There are no shortcuts. But if we look at many teams that are innovating, we can see that there are 2 elements that are repeating and are very important. One is culture, the other is a framework of for innovation. I will share with you a few things about MozaicWorks culture. The information inside the company is public. I mean, every team member in the company has access to any information. It doesn't matter that it's financial, it doesn't matter that it's about various projects, everything is public and visible inside the company. This means that every team member can contribute to any project, any area of business, anytime. I set and share the objectives and the strategy of the company twice a year, and then it's for the team to execute the project. It's for them to take responsibility and to discover how to get these things done. I'm there for them, but again, it's the team responsibility not only to execute, but also to come with improvements and innovation. There are some elements in the culture that we have. One is transparency. Everyone has access to the same information. Collaboration. Any team member can pair with any other colleague depending on the problem they want to solve or the project they want to advance on. Diversity. This is just a part of our team. There is some diversity, or at least this is what I think. And also we have a safe environment. This means that everyone can make mistakes. We encourage people to make mistakes, and it's okay, as long as we learn from them. These things lead to courage, focus, and excellence in execution. Let's continue with the innovation framework. It starts with collecting the ideas. We refine the ideas as not all ideas are great, but we can find great ideas between them, and continue by testing our assumption. We invest as little as possible to test our assumptions, and this is through experiments. We continue with putting the idea into practice through projects. In any article or book about innovation, there is an important part dedicated to creativity, and this is really important. Creativity should be encouraged inside the team if we want innovation. But it's not enough. We also need to collect the ideas, and this should be very easy to be done by any team members. An idea wall. I think you have a wall inside the company. You also can buy some Post-its, and then everyone can contribute and add their any thoughts on any project, on any area of the business where they can bring improvements, or come with really a different way of doing things. We also need inside the team an agreement on how we'll refine the ideas. Some are, at the beginning, pretty obvious that are not what we are looking for or we don't want to implement, but some of them need more attention from our side. And the first step is to have a simple way to assess them. What I use in various software development teams that I coached, it's expected benefits where people had access to budgets, also estimated costs of implementation, and what are the risks. I think every team member in an innovative team should be able to present for his, her idea some elements that convince the other or explain to the others why the idea should be implemented. Imagine that you are in such a team that says that encourage ideas, and then when you are adding a Post-it on the ideas, all the colleagues are coming and start laughing at you. Well, this is a don't. If your colleagues, even like a joke or something like that, is starting to do this, I wondered how much energy you will have to come again to the wall and contribute with your ideas. So we selected some ideas that have a business case. We considered that worth implementing. What's next? There are teams that are jumping directly to projects. Well, this approach has a little bit of a problem. The costs for implementing some ideas can be high if we jump directly to a project. To minimize cost in a very lean manner, minimizing waste, we can start building experiments. As lean startup movement has a lot of literature lately about how to run experiments. I don't want to enter into many details, But there are three elements that I want to highlight. One is learn how to design the hypothesis that you want to test. Identify the measurable criteria and run the experiment for a duration that is relevant for what you want to prove or, well, to improve. Again, let's imagine that you had this idea, you had a business case, now you are running the experiments, and the experiment failed. It happens here, right? Well, at the beginning, probably you are upset. If your manager is also coming at you and has a face like he wants to kill you, I think it's already dead, this road to innovation. What can be done differently? Well, if we learn from that experiment, in fact, it was a success. Okay, the experiment failed, but we learned something, and we now know what other hypotheses we want to test in the next experiment. And we will learn how to do better experiments, how to design them better, and how to run in order to obtain the relevant data. Another warning when we are learning to do experiments is very difficult to unlearn things. If we want to continue to use experiments to test some assumptions, then we have to really unlearn what we knew before and to embrace change. We had an idea, we had a business case for this, we ran some experiments, and now we are in the phase where we want our idea to become reality, to become the actual product or whatever we are working on in the terms of innovation. Sometimes it can be just the design that we want to innovate. I worked a few years ago with a team. There were bright guys inside that company, but this team was really special. There were a lot of creative software developers in that team. Everyone contributed with ideas. They also ran pretty well experiments, but after a few weeks, they dropped almost all the projects that we were starting. I can't tell you how the team ended up, not really well, of course. And the major problem was the inefficiency in execution. And it was mainly due to the culture that was encouraged in the direction of creativity, but not getting things done. My point here is like WikiSpeed team. So the WikiSpeed team delivered. They are not just creative people. Every 7 days, they deliver something, they show the functional prototype, and this is the way we should do it in software too, especially that we have less impediments that in a hardware project. I think we should be at least twice as fast in iterating than WikiSpeed team. Every 2-3 days, we should have a functional release in production. I work with teams in various industries, banking, healthcare, telecom. They were able to have a new release in production, ready to test at every 2-3 teams. It's possible, it's doable. Now, if you think at yourself, and you are the type of person that is getting she get excited about the idea, but when it comes to implementation, the magic is not so magic anymore. Probably you just find something you should improve in your team culture or in your company culture. In the last few minutes, we talked about this simplified framework. We collect the ideas, we find a way to refine them, It can be a business case. It can be something else useful and relevant for the team. We run experiments. It's okay if they fail. The reality shows us that experiments also failed. It's okay as long as we are learning from them. We move to projects. We move the idea from the, just idea space to reality space through projects. It can be one or multiple projects. And what I want to emphasize is this is not a process. It's a framework of work that your team should apply, should learn from it, and then adapt, adjust based on their own findings and experience. It's a living organism. Last thing about the culture. Don't forget to celebrate successes. And also have the courage, even if it's not pleasant, to get rid of the people that are not learning from repeated failures. It's okay to fail, it's okay to make mistakes, but it's not okay to learn. I think everyone wants a culture where the ideas are encouraged, creativity is encouraged, people learn how to run experiments in order to minimize the costs of moving from the ideas to real things. And then we need to get things done. We need excellence in execution and in operations. As Einstein was saying, if we continue to do the same thing in the same manner over and over again, and we expect a different outcome, then we are at least insane. So my final phrase, stop doing things in the same manner and start innovating. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very inspiring. Do we have any questions from the audience? It seems everyone's just a tiny bit tired.
Yeah, it's the last talk of the day, so. Okay, I see a
We
hand
do have.
somewhere.
Bună, Valentin mă numesc, Atspedia.ro. Întrebarea mea...
Still in English,
am uitat,
please.
sorry, I forgot.
Okay.
Do you think that it's easier for women or for men in this business? Easier means anything you want. Go with anything you want. Are men advantaged or not?
Well,
Are women spared or not?
Well, so I have 15 years in the IT industry. From my experience...
How many other women are around you in this business?
Well, in MozaicWorks I have...
No, in the business.
Well, in the business, I don't know. I work in a company where I was the only girl from 100 people, and I work in companies...
So 1%.
Yes, but I also work in companies where we were 60% each, women and the other were boys.
And
so.
we love you anyways.
Okay. I think it's a meritocracy industry, really. So it's more about what you are doing. As a programmer, I never had issues with I work with CEOs. When I was just a junior programmer, I worked in France for 2 years. I work in Belgium. I work in Romania. I work in UK. I worked indeed a long period of time with just guys, as it happens in this industry. But it was always a matter of results. It was not a problem that I was a girl. So, yeah, this is my answer.
Thank you. Other questions? Well, you will be able to talk to Maria right during the goodbye wine, which will happen very quickly. So thank you again.